This flight was supposed to last only a few hours, but in reality, it had been flying for 5 years. Yet the passengers and crew had no idea. As the plane approached its destination, the captain radioed the tower for landing clearance. The controllers were stunned. They confirmed the request again and again, before finally directing the plane to land at a remote airport. But outside the plane, there weren't families waiting. Instead, there was a sea of police officers. The passengers were baffled, unsure of what was happening. Jenny told the officers that her nephew wasn't feeling well. She asked if they could go home and rest, but the lead officer refused her request.
The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is your plane departed Montego Bay, Jamaica on April 7, 2013. Today is November 4th, 2018. Been missing, presumed dead for 5.5 years.
Everyone panicked, looking at each other in disbelief. How could this even be possible? The Security Bureau launched a full investigation. They grounded the plane and detained everyone on board for questioning, but their stories matched perfectly. They all described an ordinary flight. Nothing unusual had happened, except for one violent patch of turbulence. At that moment, the cabin lights went out, and the plane shook violently. But soon the power returned, and the flight continued as normal. The Bureau found no useful leads, so eventually they released everyone. For the passengers, only a few hours had passed. But in the real world, 5 years were gone. Everything outside had completely changed. Jenny's mother had fallen ill and passed away after her disappearance. Her niece had grown into a beautiful young woman, but between the twin siblings, differences in appearance had created distance. Jenny returned to the police station where she once worked, but her position was long gone. Even her boyfriend Jack had married another woman. Meanwhile, the Security Bureau was still investigating. They had to figure out why the plane had been flying for 5 years, yet everyone on board looked exactly as they had 5 years earlier. One day, Jenny was riding the bus home. Suddenly, a strange voice echoed in her head.
Slower. Slower. Slow down, now!
How'd you see him coming?
Still, Jenny couldn't explain what was happening. The next day, while jogging past a courtyard, the voice returned, but all Jenny saw were 2 dogs inside. She didn't act on it and simply left. That night, as she tried to rest, the voice echoed once more. It kept repeating the same words, "Let them go." Jenny went back to the courtyard. At that moment, her brother Kevin pulled up in his car. He confessed that he heard the same voice in his head, so the siblings released the 2 dogs. But the very next day, the police received a report. The act had been caught on camera. Jack scolded Jenny harshly, then took her along to return the dogs. But inside the courtyard, the voice spoke again. Jenny couldn't resist following its guidance. Her eyes fell on a locked door. She grabbed a tool and smashed the lock open, ignoring Jack's protests. What she saw inside left her stunned. 2 missing teenage girls were locked away. Jack swiftly subdued the dog owner. Together, they solved the kidnapping case. Jack gave Jenny all the credit. And soon after, her supervisor told her to return to work the next day. But it didn't stop there. Soon, Jenny heard the voice again. This time, not